welcome back. This is video 2 of a million. Just kidding. Yeah, but all jokes aside, I am trying to shorten these as best as possible for you guys. If you haven't already, I would totally appreciate it if you would please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and just leave a comment and let me know where you guys are watching this from. Thank you so much, and enjoy Baby 2, Baby 3, and Special Scar.
Second baby, 2015. I had her at 38 weeks and 0 days. I was in excruciating pain, but this time not from labor. It was from a labial cyst. Oh my God. It was actually so bad. It swelled. I'm gonna say swelled. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please actually just correct me. It had swelled to about the size of a golf ball. Seriously. It is more common in pregnancies. I had it with my second, and then with my fourth, I had it again. So my fourth, I learned a lesson though. So with my second, this cyst was really bad. It was really painful. I could barely walk. And sitting down or anything like that was just, I felt like, a donut would have been great to sit on, by the way. But I just felt like I could not sit right. And the pain was getting so bad. We tried to basically solve it at home, squeezing it. We were able to get some stuff out, but no. So I went to the ER a couple times about it. And then the last time that I went there, I was 37 weeks and 6 days. I was 1 day shy of 38 weeks. And they, had baby on the monitor checking her out and basically said, look, you're in a lot of pain. We really need to get this out. So they said to protect baby, they did, I want to say, a spinal. It wasn't the same as my C-section though. It was very weird. I had to be elevated in some type of way. And I was still awake, but I was very, very cold. Very cold. They got as much of it out as they could. Then they put some packing material in there. I don't think they sewed me up. I think they just packed it. A lot of packing. I have no idea how they got that much packing in there. So then I went to recovery, or wherever you go. I think it's recovery, right? After surgery. So they wheeled me to this room, and because I'm pregnant, they had a monitor there and then someone monitoring the monitor. A monitor's monitor. After a while, she was like, I think she was reading like a magazine. And then she was like, huh. And I looked at her, and that was it. And then a couple minutes later, I heard, And I was like, you okay? She's like, are you feeling that? And I was like, feeling what? She's like, nothing. A couple minutes goes by. Did you feel that? I said, feel what? She said, you're having contractions like every 3 minutes. And I said, oh, really? She was like, yeah. She's like, I think you're in labor. I'm gonna call labor and delivery. I said, okay. So she called, basically explained the situation. I have a woman here. She's going to be 38 weeks tomorrow. She's contracting every 3 minutes. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to keep her here for observation? Do you want me to send her over to you? What do you want? So they kind of, said, I'll call you right back. So I guess they must have talked amongst the doctors or nurses or whatever, and decided that they were going to bring me over to labor and delivery. So they brought me over to labor and delivery, and they put me in a room. And at one point I thought my water head broke because it just felt like really, really wet. But they said that it was not my water that broke, that it might have just been some drainage from that surgery that they just did. While I was in labor and delivery, they said, we noticed some decels. I think we might have to do a repeat C-section, but we're gonna monitor you and the baby and see how things go. I said, nope, I will not be having a C-section. Please see my birth plan. And I understand that with the birth plan, things can go out of the window at any moment, but I was fighting for it because I did not want to have another C-section. The emergency C-section recovery was extremely difficult. I did not want to go through that again. So they basically let me stay overnight. Obviously they weren't going to send me home if I was having contractions every 3 minutes and, being that far along. So they basically woke me up the next morning at, I don't know, maybe 5 o'clock, I want to say. And they were like, hey, baby just still has a couple decels and we're not really liking how she looks. We can try to induce you, but honestly, you just had a surgery on your labia, so chances are you're not gonna want to push a baby out. Oh my gosh. I did not think about that. I just thought about how much pain I was in and that I wanted to get out of pain. Otherwise, I never would have agreed to the surgery. So here I am, wanting a VBAC, wanting a natural birth, and now they're using the D-cells again, which, I mean, I can see on the paper that she was having D-cells, but at that point in time, I didn't know enough to be able to tell whether they were recovering or be able to even ask if they were recoverable, or, you know, basically what was happening, or if there was real danger. So this time, even though she was dropping some D-cells, it was pretty much a non-emergent planned C-section. So they had decided, I think it was like 8 o'clock, a couple hours later, we have a space at 8 o'clock, you know, we'll just put you in then. And I was crying because I felt really defeated because I really wanted my VBAC. They pretty much used the labial wound, aside from the D-cells, to fearmonger me into having yet another C-section. And I basically told them, look, I'll have a C-section because you're right. I don't want to push a baby out when I just had surgery. However, I will be coming back, I will be having another baby, and I will be having a VBAC. And there's nothing that you can do to stop me. So I was already determined. I had already claimed that I would be having a VBAC. And this is the same provider since the first baby. And again, that baby was also born, my daughter, she was born 6 pounds, 13 ounces. Same as my first child, my son. Third baby. So she was technically born July of 2017. That's when I lost her, but her due date was supposed to be in February of 2018. And my husband had some dreams during February of 2018, and he was like, I know that that was going to be her birthday. So, and he said that he saw her, he knew she was a girl, he couldn't see her face. Every time he dreamt about her, he never saw her face. Just that it was really, really bright, and it was like she was coming from heaven saying, hey daddy, it's okay, I'm okay. You know, don't worry about me. So that was just the most amazing thing, and he dreamt about her quite a few times actually. And then the weirdest thing is that usually those clear blue pregnancy tests, they die within a couple weeks or maybe like a month or so, but the test did not die until he had that dream. So it literally lasted from what, May or June, all the way until February of the next year. And then he woke up from this dream and looked at the test, because he always used to keep it right next to his bed on his nightstand. And he pretty much woke up and checked the test, and it had died. It no longer said pregnant. So he was like, that just was confirmation for him that that was going to be her birthday had she have lived. But we just basically feel that she was too perfect for this world, so. I will also say they did try to use something else against me. Basically, I had problems with my ovaries. I'm not sure if I have PCOS. Well, I used to have borderline PCOS years ago, but I've never really been tested for it since. But that was back in 2008, 2009 when I was trying to conceive and doing IVF and stuff like that. So I had so many scans done, it wasn't funny. But I haven't really been tested for that since. I don't really know. I have problems with my ovaries. Sometimes I get cysts and they don't rupture on their own. They get really, really big, and then sometimes they will rupture during certain activities. And sometimes if I just turn the wrong way, they'll rupture. And sometimes eventually they rupture on their own, but either way, it causes like these serious spasms in my lower pelvic abdominal area. In February of 2018, right around the time that it was supposed to be our daughter's due date, I had a ovarian cyst that was rather large, and they were really concerned about torsing. I think it was 12 centimeters, 12 millimeters. I'm not sure of the terminology, but it was 12 something. So I think they said it was like that. I don't know. But it was big. It should not be that big. So basically they were worried about torsing, and they were like, we need to take it out. So they had me sign. They even had me sign to lose my ovary, and at this point I had so many problems with my ovary that I was like, you know what? It's fine. Take it. I don't care. Please get me out of pain. Just don't take both, because then I'd have to take hormones, and I can't ever remember anything. I don't want to die from forgetting to take my hormones. That's not a good idea. So please take that ovary, get me out of pain to stop torturing myself. Okay. Yes, so here's the part that really upset me. Number one, they brought me back into surgery. They had me sign that they were going to be entering laparoscopically. They had me sign that I may be losing my ovary. That was it. I go back into surgery. They tell my husband to go into the waiting room right there in the surgery, in the operative floor, to go into the operating waiting room. Take me back into surgery. And then I guess the doctor walked by and saw my husband there. They said, her surgery is going to be very long. She will not get out of surgery until tomorrow. Go home. And he was like, no, it's okay. I'm gonna wait here. She was like, no, you're going home. And I don't know why, because he's usually someone that would be like, no, I'm staying here. I'm not leaving her. She was like, I can assure you she will not be out of this until tomorrow. And to go home. And I don't know why he would think that a surgery would last 24 hours. But hey, whatever. I don't like this doctor. Can you tell? Anyway, so she did my surgery. Started going in laparoscopically. She said she started going in laparoscopically. She said there was so much scar tissue from 2 or 3 previous other laparoscopies that she couldn't see anything. So you know what she did? She opened up my C-section scar. I did not consent to that. As much pain as I was in, if I would have known that she was going to be opening up my C-section scar, I would have said, no way. Why? That's painful. So now it's almost like I've had 3 C-sections, even though they don't cut through to the uterus. It's just an open abdominal surgery. But it is so painful. It's the worst pain ever. And whether I had the emergency C-section or the planned C-section or now this open abdominal surgery, the healing is the same. There is not one that hurts less than the other. I feel like actually it hurt worse every time because as you get older, maybe you just don't tolerate pain as well, or I have no idea. The good thing is once they keep cutting through the scar, you lose feeling in that skin, so it doesn't necessarily hurt right there, but like your muscles and everything else, it's bad. And I don't know why, but like the funniest stuff happens after you have an abdominal surgery and all you want to do is laugh, but you can't laugh because you're in agony. So it just sucks. Don't ever hang out with like your funniest friends after you have abdominal surgery. It's no joke. But anyway, so then on top of that, I knew I wanted to have more babies and I was like, oh, I already know they're gonna use this against me as the reason as to why I can't have a VBAC in the future. Because I already know it's gonna be hard enough trying to find a provider to help me have a VBAC after 2 C-sections, and now I have 2 C-sections and what's called a special scar. So the healing for that was really bad. And then I woke up and I was like, where's my husband? And they're like, oh, he's not here. I said some curse words. He is. He's not. And I was like, where is he? I need him, bring him here. And they were like, no, we sent him home. And I was like, what? And I was like, I was just coming off anesthesia and I'm usually not a mean person, but I was going off. I probably was the equivalent of like a psych patient for that floor. I was like, I want my husband, where is he now? And I called him and I literally was like, get your butt here now or I will kill you. Because how could you possibly leave me? And then he told me all this stuff that she said. First off, she never even came into the room in recovery to check on me. She didn't come into my surgery after to check on me. She ended up, I don't know if she did like a phone call or she sent somebody else in her place. So she knew that she messed up. And then later on she retired and I think she moved to Texas as well. I don't know what's in Texas, but everybody seems to be moving there. But anyway, I was just like, really? And then he came and I was heated. And I was just like, I cannot believe you guys did this to me. Can't believe it. Terrible, terrible experience. And, from there on out, I refused to see that doctor until she eventually moved. But still, like, how are you gonna open up my body that I did not consent for and then not even check on me after surgery or come in and say, hey, this is what happened, we had to do this, whatever. So it made me really upset, obviously. So anyway, moving on to the VBA story.
Don't forget, this is a series of videos, so if you'd like to continue on to the next birth story, leading all the way up to my VBAC, please click on the next video of this series. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. Have a nice day!